Hey, what's up, everybody? How you guys doing? My name is Gary St. John. Welcome to another episode of Gary's Viewpoint, where I'm here to express myself, give you my sports takes and viewpoints, and everything sports related. Yeah, I'm back. I missed a couple of weeks. You know what I mean? Summertime, a lot going on. My son had a championship basketball game, which I was coaching in. Ended up taking a few days breaks. Ended up sick and stuff, so feeling a little bit better. Still a little under the weather a little bit, but I'm back like I never left. You know what I mean? All right, let's get right to it, man. This is Gary's Viewpoint, and today we're going to talk about Deshaun Watson. Should Deshaun Watson be the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns? That's the hottest topic they're talking about right now, and we're going to get into it right here at Gary's Viewpoint. Deshaun Watson played for the Houston Texans. He was a stellar quarterback. Really, really good. Really crafty, really athletic. Coming out of Clemson. One of the top quarterbacks in the country. He did really well with the Texans. Put up amazing numbers. And then he just went downhill from there. He got himself into some trouble. You guys all know all about that. Don't need to really get deep into it. Sat out for a couple of years while he was dealing with his legal issues and stuff like that. And he was back on the market and then signed a 5 year, $230 million contract with the Cleveland Browns. The thing that puzzled everybody about this contract was it's all fully guaranteed. All of $230 million of his contract was fully guaranteed. How does that happen? How does a quarterback that didn't play football for almost 2 years get a fully guaranteed contract with that amount of money attached to it? You gotta love the Cleveland Browns, right? But Cleveland managed to get it done, and they shot themselves in the foot, right? They really did it this time. If only you think it's gonna get better for the Cleveland Browns, well, it has gotten worse. Worse than they can ever imagine, right? With that much money attached to the salary cap of the Cleveland Browns, not only that they paid them that much amount of money, they paid Deshaun Watson that much amount of money, but he hasn't performed. What's the performance at? Where's the stellar quarterback that was playing for the Houston Texans? Was the highly rated quarterback coming out of Clemson that everybody was talking about? It seems like he's non-existent, right? He barely played, had a lot of injuries, and then when he did play, he didn't really do nothing at all to really prove that he deserved that much money that they were able to give him. He didn't live up to his contract, right? In 2024, he only played 7 games. And out of all those 7 games, he got sacked 33 times, right? How do you get sacked 33 times and you only play 7 games? I don't get it. I just don't understand it. He had a 63.4 quarterback rating, and his passing yards were 5.3 yards per pass, right? That was like the lowest in the NFL. Basically, they had Deshaun Watson under center, and they were getting negative plays basically almost every time he was under center. The offense was horrible. They had nothing to show for. Yeah, you can say, okay, I'm going to blame the offensive coordinator. They need to come up with different schemes and put in Deshaun in better situation to be effective and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, you're an NFL quarterback, right? You were highly rated coming out of college. You did show some signs of being an elite quarterback when you were with the Texans. So what happened? Is it all the legal issues that you were dealing with that got in your head and you lost your confidence, or maybe you weren't as good as everybody thought you were? Like, I don't even know how to answer that. He's the one that can only answer that. Excuse me, I'm stumbling over my words a little bit, but I'm just trying to like put all this together with Deshaun Watson and how terrible he's been in Cleveland and how terrible of a contract that was. You know, it's mind-boggling to me. Like I said, he's the only one that can explain what's going on in his head. The confidence level, the amount of confidence that he should have. And it's like, I don't understand how you can be that awful when you were highly rated as a quarterback, right? So news came out this week, right? First of all, before I get to the news, this preseason, neither Deshaun Watson or Shedeur Sanders have lived up to expectations, right? Neither one have been playing well. Shedeur is just basically not ready. I hate to say it. I love Shedeur in college. I watch most of his games. I'm a big fan of Shedeur Sanders, but for some reason he's just not ready. Like, I don't know if it's a confidence issue. Like, I don't know what to say about it, but he's not ready, number one, right? And Deshaun Watson, I know he's coming off Achilles injury and all that stuff, but you have clearly shown that you basically are not a starting quarterback anymore with how you've been playing in the preseason. Yeah, preseason doesn't matter. You know, I mean, you get your reps and see how you are, and see what you can do with like this secondary guys and all that stuff. But you can say all that if you want, but if you're an elite quarterback, you come out and bring it every time, whether you're playing with the starters or you're playing with the secondary guys. Like, you got to bring it. Whether it's preseason, you got to come out and basically dominate, right? So he hasn't done that. And then he heard some boos from the crowd about how bad his performance has been, right? So he has the nerve to go after the game and talk about the fans and how terrible they have been treating him. And basically, he's taking it personal. At this point, the fans should take it personal. The ticket holders that pay money to be in them seats and watch you perform and basically put Cleveland back on the map as far as like the NFL standard is concerned. And they feel like you're not doing that. They feel like you're not even worth their time. So they should take it personal. Instead of coming out and saying that you got to do better, you got to perform better, you're basically criticizing the fans for booing you. They have the right to boo you. They have the right to let you hear it because you haven't done nothing the 3 years that you've been there. You've done nothing. So how do you expect them to feel? How do you expect those season ticket holders to feel? How do you expect the people that are diehard Cleveland Brown fans to feel when they feel like their team is underperforming and you're underperforming as a quarterback and they basically have no hope for the future because basically you got Cleveland on the chokehold. I hate to say it, like you got them on a chokehold with the amount of money they owe to you the next 2 years. Basically in 2027, you are owed $34.7 million. And the next year in 2028, you're owed $51.5 million. So that's $86.2 million against the cap. Where they can go out and get some guys either on the offensive end or the defensive end that can come out and perform and basically put the team at an advantage where they feel like they're doing something. So with that kind of money, they really don't have a lot of room to really improve and sign anybody to a big contract. You know, they had to let go of Myles Garrett because they could afford to sign him to a major contract. There was some contract issues going on with Myles Garrett, and you know, they basically didn't want to go over the cap and basically have two of their top guys making so much money where they're bankrupt, they can't really make no moves. So they had, I mean, with a player like Myles Garrett, it's sad to see him go with the effort that he had put in as a member of the Cleveland Browns. It was sad to see him go, but it was a business decision. They felt like they wanted him, but they basically couldn't afford to really do anything there, so they had to let him go. But that's a lot of money against the cap. So if you're the Deshaun Watson, you got to understand where the fans are coming from. You got to understand that I got to go out and I got to ball out because I can't afford to have everybody look at me like I'm the reason why this team is a failure, why this team hasn't advanced and really do anything special in the past 2 years. If that's the case, y'all should have just kept Baker Mayfield. You know what I mean? Y'all should have just kept him. I'm going to keep it 100. Because Baker has shown that he's a starting quarterback, and he has really performed well. In spite of being injured, he's performed way better than Deshaun Watson could ever dream of in the past 3 years. So Cleveland, like, I don't understand where your mindset is and what's your next move moving forward. Because if Deshaun Watson doesn't perform this year to expectations, you might as well do a buyout where you stretch out his contract so you can have some flexibility against the cap, so that way you can able to sign players that's going to come in here and really do some things. So you got to think about that, Cleveland. You got to think about stretching out his contract. Just buy him out, stretch out his contract, give yourself some flexibility. That way you could sign players that can perform. There's no more, I'm going to wait. There's no more wiggle room or anything like that. I had it with the Deshaun Watson in the Cleveland Browns. It's just ridiculous. Like, how can you be that terrible of a franchise? First of all, I don't care how good Deshaun Watson thought he was. I'm never giving him $230 million guarantee. If I'm the general manager, that's not going to happen. Especially that he hasn't played football 2 years prior to signing that contract. He didn't play football for 2 years prior. But you're going to go out and give him $230 million guaranteed. That does not make any sense whatsoever. So the Cleveland Browns got to fix it. They got to fix it. They got to come out and really fix it. And this year, it's got to be a breakout year for Deshaun Watson. It's either put up or shut up. Because I don't want to hear it anymore. It's sort of a bunch. I don't want to hear it anymore. You know what I mean? It's all a bunch of excuses, a bunch of blaming games. I'm gonna blame the fans because they don't like me. I'm gonna blame. You just gotta play football, bro. You just gotta play football. Come out and play football. That's all we want out of you. Yeah, it's hard to come back from an Achilles injury. It's hard to perform at a high level when you gotta come out and be physical and really test yourself and test your confidence, test your athletic ability and all that stuff. Yes, it's hard. It's all mental. I understand that. Because I've dealt with Achilles injuries myself. It's a mental aspect of it that keeps you falling behind a little bit, because you're constantly thinking about, if I make this move, what's going to happen? If I step on this foot this way or step on this too hard, I'm afraid something's going to... Yeah, it happens. But you gotta go out there and ball, man. You gotta go out there and ball. They're paying you way too much money for you to keep making excuses, for you to keep going at these fans. These fans have the right to be upset. I'll be upset too if I was a Cleveland Browns fan. You know what I mean? They have the right to be upset. And you have to understand that. Like you're paid a lot of money to play the game of football. You are blessed with a talent, a God-given talent, and ability to go out there and play in the National Football League. A lot of people can't say that because it's hard to get there, and we all understand that it's hard to be a professional athlete and be of the status of Deshaun Watson and where the expectations are so high. It's not an easy thing to do. We get it. But when you step out on the football field, the only thing that you should be thinking about is, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to give it my best. I'm going to perform today. I'm going to make these fans proud of me. I'm going to make my family proud of me. Like, who do you have to make proud of you? Yeah, you're getting your money. You're getting your millions of dollars. A lot of people don't have access to that, but you do. But all you do is complain. Go out there and handle your business. Handle your business. Get better as a quarterback. Work with the offensive staff. Work with the coaching staff. Trust the system. Basically, go out there and perform. There's no room for error, especially at this stage of the game. You have 2 more years left on your deal. Like I said, $86.2 million against the cap. You got to go out there and perform, Deshaun. Nobody wants you to fail. Everybody wants you to. I bet you, if you go out there and you perform and you give your best effort, you basically remind people of the Deshaun Watson that was coming out of Clemson. The fans are going to love you. They will. But I'm going to tell you now, they're not going to love you if you go out there and throw for under 100 yards and you have 24 interceptions. And your passer rating is basically below 60. They're not going to love you. You know why they love Tom Brady in New England and Tampa? Because he won. He won. He was a no-nonsense type of guy. He came on the field on Sundays, and his only option was to win. And if he didn't win, he did a great job trying to win. And that should be you, Deshaun. Even if you don't win every game, nobody wins every game. But you gotta put the effort in, man. The effort gotta be there. The confidence has to be there. The attention to details has to be there. You owe that to the fans of Cleveland. The fans of the Cleveland Browns deserve better. That franchise has been suffering for so long. And every time they think that they're going to have a great few years, it ends up being a disaster. They had a lot of promise. They had a lot of promises. But when it comes to expectations, no one delivered. And Deshaun Watson, I believe that you could be a difference maker if you want to be. You can be a difference maker in Cleveland if you want to be. If you put in the effort and really want to be there and really want to perform and really want to change the narrative that's out there about you, you can. Only you can change that narrative about you. All you got to do is go out there and perform. Perform. Win some games. Get the fans back on your side. Get them back on your side. Should you be the starting quarterback? Yeah. Because what other choice does Cleveland have? I'm not going to throw Shedeur Sanders out there because he's not ready. And if they throw Shedeur out there, he's not going to last the season. And I love Shedeur Sanders. 56.6%. That's Shedeur Sanders in 2025. 1,400 yards, 7 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions. I'm not going to throw him out there. And even if you could say like, okay, I'm going to give Shedeur a chance. I'm going to throw him out there. I'm gonna see what I have for the future. But I don't think Shedeur is the future in Cleveland. He may be the future somewhere else. First of all, I don't think the coaching staff really believes in him, to tell you the truth. Because if they did believe in him, they would have given him more reps last year. Last year was the year to really get him going and give him more reps. And there's a couple of games where he played well. Yeah, he showed some signs. But I think they should do a favor. Just trade him. Send him to a team that wants him. Because Cleveland doesn't really want him. And that's a shame because I think Shedeur Sanders has potential. But the Browns has basically done him a disservice. But enough about Shedeur. This is about Deshaun. Deshaun, get your act together, man. For real. Get your act together. Play football. Go out and ball out. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. This is Gary's Viewpoint. Go out there. Hit the like button. Hit that subscribe button. Follow me on TikTok. Leave a comment. Continue to support this channel as I bring you more content. As always, don't forget to express yourself. All right, I'm out.